When the revolution happened, he was one of the top people on the list that they wanted to kill. They would literally get people and they were executed. My dad made it out. It's just so much insanity. And people are 80 to 90% of the people are fed up with it. And she has no legal rights. She can't do anything. Legally, you cannot divorce your husband if you don't have a written permission. When you are the daughter of a minister of justice and all you hear about in your life is politics, and that your life has changed because of politics, you just run away from that.
Guys, today I have a wonderful, incredible human being, Fatima Timmy Evans. Persian. Okay, actually born in the United States, but decided immediately at 1 month old, I'm going back to Iran. And she told her dad, she likes to go, rah, rah, ah. She said something and they were back over there. So then her dad, when they moved back to Iran, actually became the minister of justice for the country of Iran right before the revolution. That's the story we will be getting into. But as a note, Timmy has been working at the Church of Scientology for 15 years. Washington, D.C., for over a decade, and now in Chicago, the new Ideal Org that was just opened there, which I was at the opening, which is amazing. So I just want to say thank you for all that you do for humankind, for mankind, and we are so ready to be talking about everything about your life. So welcome.
Yeah,
Woo! Aaron does great intros.
You're very welcome, and thank you for doing this.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. So I want to know first, like, and before you kind of talked a little bit about it, but it's still a mystery. How and why were you born here, and then you went immediately back to Iran?
Yeah, that's a good question. I have, my dad comes from a very, very intellectual family, and he was the most intellectual out of all of them. One of his brothers was a professor at the University of Oklahoma, and he had a big family, and my dad was doing a lot of work in Iran. So my mom, who was pregnant with me, came to the States with my two older siblings who were going to like preschool there. And they wanted to learn.
Preschool there, meaning in the United States?
In the Oklahoma,
in Oklahoma,
out of all places, yeah. So they were learning English, and then my mom was pregnant with me. She had me, and within like a month or two.
You were born in Oklahoma?
I was born in Oklahoma.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then we just went back to Iran. It was, that's where our.
Have you been back to Oklahoma since?
Never.
Okay, don't go there.
Really?
There's nothing there.
The people I meet
Brad,
from
come
Oklahoma
on,
are
please.
amazing.
There's
Sorry,
nothing there.
Oklahomans.
No, Oklahoma.
No,
I do
no.
not rescind my statement.
Okay,
There's nothing there.
Okay.
Honestly,
It's
they're some of the
farmland.
nicest people I've met, literally.
Oh, great people.
Yeah.
Very few of them.
And I love seeing it in my passport, or where my birth certificate, Oklahoma.
Right,
I fucking love it. So there you go. That's what. So,
but why were you here? Like, why did you guys come? Like
to the United States.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the thing. I lived in Iran until the age of 8. My dad had a very high position in the government. And when I was 8 in 1979, the country was very, very, very unstable. And my dad knew what was happening. He was very close to the Shah, the king at the time.
Oh, wait. We're off track.
Okay, what?
Because 8 years old is not when you were born.
Okay.
Like, why did you go to the U.S.
When I was a month old?
Yeah,
I just told you.
but before.
Well, it was because your dad was on the study program. Yeah.
My dad was doing some work. Honestly, I don't really know.
Okay.
I'm trying to get that question
So you
answered.
don't, okay, fine.
I think it's because my uncle was a university professor at in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And my mom was visiting with my older brother and sister. They were studying English.
Visiting
to learn English.
for fun.
For what? Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So visiting, and they had a lot of siblings there,
Happened
cousins.
to be visiting while not.
Happened to
Yeah,
be- and I'm
correct.
pregnant.
That's I'm just putting a conspiracy there. I
It's
think your dad is a
possible.
smart guy,
I think my
and he's
dad
like,
was
I'm
smart
gonna
guy.
have a daughter. She's
Yeah.
gonna be American.
Yeah.
Like, whoops. And there you go. I think it's. I mean, intellectual guy.
Very
Sounds like a good
intellectual
thing.
guy, thought ahead. And that's very possible because of me, my entire family got a passport. And this was before
Wow,
9/11,
see?
where it was very difficult.
Passport, baby.
Everybody in my family has a U.S. passport.
Wow.
Yeah. Not a green card. They all have passports. They're
Wow.
all U.S. citizens because of me.
Holy
Because of one
cow.
vacation to the
That's
U.S. at the right time.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. And
So-
they're amazing people, doing good things in this country.
Yeah.
And contributing.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
okay, good. So we can all conclude your dad did a smart choice.
That's
Yeah.
right. And we're all legal.
Yeah, very legal. Birth is the most legal way you can
That's
get
right.
citizenship.
That's
You know
right.
what I mean?
Yes,
Like
that's
that.
right.
That is,
Yeah, it's indisputable.
So
That's right.
okay, so now let's go back to where you were saying. So
Yeah.
so you went back
We went
and
back,
around the time when you were 8.
Beautiful
things were good.
childhood,
Mhm.
beautiful family. Like my parents just always wanted the best, did everything they could for their kids. Just beautiful. My dad worked a lot. I didn't see him a lot on it. He's a very high sense of duty towards his country. So then I was 8, and there was a lot of turmoil going on in Iran, a lot of turmoil with Ayatollah Khomeini at the time, who was in exile at France, and they sort of let him back in Iran, which was a mistake. And my dad was like, okay, this isn't
Can I ask
safe.
a question?
Yeah.
What does Ayatollah mean?
You know, that's a really, it's a very like a holy name. We should Google it. Ayatollah means like it's above, it's almost like you've got God and then you got Ayatollah.
Oh.
It's like between prophet and God kind of thing.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah, but let's look it up to make sure I'm not like, yeah, it's like a very holy figure. The king of Iran basically was ill at the time and he left Iran. My dad knew that. 2 days after he left, my dad said, the country's not safe for you guys. I'm going to send you all to the south of France. You know, we had some friends who lived there. My parents never came from money, but they did a lot for us. You would think we had a lot of money because they did everything they could for us to have the best education. So I'm going to send you to the south of France with some people. You're going to stay there. That was 2 days after the king left. And I need to stay. I cannot leave because this is my country. I can't just bail. I'm going to do everything I can to save the country.
Wow.
We never went back. That was supposed to be a 1-month trip to the south of France, stay with some people till the country got stable. A few months later, there was a full-blown revolution.
Wow.
So I've seen what's happened in Iran. You know, it's a lot of suppression. The regime got escalated where suppression got so bad that now 80% of the people, this is not my statistic, you'll see it in the news, 80 to 90% of the people are not happy with what's happening in Iran. But the thing is, they've got their tentacles in, you know, so the U.S. is now trying to handle it. So we'll see what happens.
Wow.
So I lived in France till I was, my parents, as I said, they did everything to give me a great education, went to best boarding schools in Switzerland, you know, the whole 9 yards. Then I went to George Washington University for college, because for them, that was like the best thing they could do for me.
Yeah.
And so what happened is
Did you live with your mom?
Did I what?
Live with your mom?
I lived with my mom. Interestingly enough, when I was in college, yeah, I did live with her. I would live with my parents. Like I lived with my parents when I was in college.
And before, like growing up, like she stayed with you. She didn't go back and see your dad even.
No. He was able to escape 8 months later. Actually, my dad was able to escape. It was
to escape, like
because
actually.
He had to escape because at that point there was a revolution, full blown.
So what does that mean? Like, which?
Yeah,
dial that in because I really am so like.
Yeah.
Revolution in 1979, I think it was, or something like. I know nothing about this, so like what's occurring?
Because it's interesting, you don't hear a lot of revolutions. You had like the French Revolution. This was a real revolution. What happened is that something many people may not know at the time. 70 to 80% of Iranians were not educated. They couldn't read or write. So when people don't have knowledge, it's sort of easy to manipulate them.
Absolutely. Oh my God, that's.
Yeah, and now because of the internet, most people are educated, So the king underestimated Ayatollah Khomeini. Ayatollah Khomeini was, and who knows whatever else was going on politically. There's so many things that happened that you're not aware of. So I'm not going to say what may or may have not happened, but what I saw was he was underestimated. He was a very religious man, and he started having a following, like a big following, and I'm sure he was helped by who knows who. And it was huge. And there was other things that occurred, the third party law. There's certain things that occurred.
So let's go into that.
You want to go into that?
Yeah, this is people here have never heard this. Very likely, like this is a new idea.
So in order for there to be a quarrel or a fight or a war, there has to be a third party causing that. Okay. So at the time, the king...
This is a rule, by the way.
Is a rule.
This was discovered by L. Ron Hubbard.
I'll put it in the notes. I don't know the link to this one, but it's going to be down there.
Yeah.
But our thing is, Aaron knows all the links to all the Scientology.org/.
Yeah.
But this is a third party law, and in order for the quarrel to exist, and I don't know it verbatim, but there has to be an unknown third person who is fanning and creating the fight. Doesn't mean you don't know them. Obviously, you've met them or you've talked to them. Yeah. But you don't see that person is creating this fight.
Yeah.
And if you're going and trying to resolve a problem and resolve a problem and it never is resolving, there could be a reason why. And so then that is where you can check out this. You have the full link to the full text of that on Scientology TV, which I'll put the link to below. But anyway,
there's also a great video that illustrates it. It's like a 20-minute video.
The volunteerministers.org.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and it's very difficult, especially if you don't know who that third person is and where it's coming from. So the king of Iran at the time, you can look it up. Iran was flourishing and prospering, and the king would go see the Kennedys. I mean, it was a beautiful country, westernizing very rapidly.
Yeah.
And the education system, things were growing. It was just, if you look at pictures from the 70s, Iranian women and it was just lots of glamour and beautiful, very very chic and very stylish.
It
So
actually I've seen pictures like on the X platform. I've seen a lot of this. Like,
Yeah.
look what Iran was previous,
Yeah.
and look what it is now. It reminded me of like almost like a 80s Dubai,
that's right.
like what Dubai is now.
right.
It was almost like that was what Iran was trending towards at the
Mhm.
time.
And at the time, it's interesting. People in Dubai looked up a lot to Iranians, and a lot of people from
Wow.
Dubai who are like really from Dubai originate from Iran, and they're very proud of that heritage. Very
Wow.
proud of that. Because I did go to Dubai years ago. I'm 55. I was in my 20s, and I would tell people I'm Iranian,
Yeah.
and they would be so excited to talk to
Yeah.
about the artists and everything.
Wow.
It
Well,
was
the culture of Iran, like before it was Iran, it was Persia,
that's right.
right? And the Persian Empire basically dominated like the known world, at least in like the Mediterranean area,
Mhm.
for many, many centuries.
That's right.
So
The- The Persian Empire was huge. A lot of people still refer to it as Persia, and it's not
Yeah.
incorrect because we're proud of that heritage. But that's until, Alexander the
Mhm.
Great from Greece came and, massacred us. But what's interesting about the Persian Empire, historians will talk about it it's an unusual thing at how rapidly it gained to power. So
Yeah.
it didn't stay long, but it gained power, went to power very rapidly. So a lot of historians are very fascinated by how did they do that? We did rule the world. A lot of the poets and amazing, art and the culture is beautiful. And unfortunately, as they say, history is written. So a lot
By
of
the
times
winners.
by the winners.
Yeah.
So the Persians are always by the winners.
The
The
bad guys.
Persians are always the barbarians.
Yeah, yeah.
And you couldn't have more sophisticated culture. We're very proud of our culture.
Yeah.
So yeah,
The third party's at work.
the third parties at work. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there you go. And now I think the population of Iran was 36 million when I left in 1979. Now it's 90 million.
90.
90, yeah. And you have, I know, a lot of
That's all-
babies.
that's
That
a
seems
lot.
like
It's a
that
lot.
seems like
No
way
protection.
above normal though,
It's
right?
a lot. Yeah, I think it's a lot. Yeah.
Like the population of the U.S. is like 350 million. In 1980, it wasn't 100 million people.
Yeah.
Couldn't
No,
have
yeah,
been.
it's 3x. Yeah, but we're not having babies, dude. Not a
Yeah.
lot. I mean, we're trying to
Yeah, but
fix
that's
this.
so many babies.
It's a lot of babies. And the thing is, it's a lot of smart babies because the majority of the country, way more than the majority, the two statistics that I keep hearing is 80 to 90% of the people are unhappy with what's happening.
Mhm.
So when recently President Trump went and took out Khamenei, the new leader, they were cheering, they were screaming and happy in the streets because
Wow.
they haven't had any freedom. The human rights violation is beyond. If I told you what a quote from the main leader, what he said,
Tell
your
us.
jaw will drop.
Yeah.
This is Khomeini, the initial one. This is a translation.
This is the guy that Trump.
No.
Oh.
This is a successor. The Khomeini was the
jeez.
original. He died of natural causes in 1989. This is a
Mm.
quote from him. If a woman is in prison and she's a virgin, she must be raped. So when she dies, she goes in hell.
Wow.
That is a leader.
What?
Yeah, that is a leader of a country saying that. You could look it up.
Yeah.
Those are his words, but I'm just translating it to you. I know it's very solemn. So
Wow.
I want my country to be free. And
So he just hates women.
there's the human rights violation over there on women is beyond anything you can ever imagine. Ever imagine. A 13-year-old is told her doll is taken away from her, right?
At 13.
Oh, not every single one. I'm just giving you
Around.
one example. It could be, I think it's as early as 9, that law changed, as early as 9, but I'm going to give you 13 because I know a story that I saw. Parents are like, put your doll down. You're marrying this guy, okay? She marries this guy. He brings women and sleeps with them, with her there. And she is crying. She ends up in a mental institute. Do you blame her? Like, she's going crazy and she wants to go home to her parents. Okay. So these are stories, and she has no legal rights. She can't do anything. Legally, you cannot divorce your husband if you don't have a written permission. So the human rights
Hold
violation
on,
in
hold on,
Iran.
hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, if you happen to be born into a male body, a boy, you're a man
Mhm.
or whatever, and you're 13,
Mhm.
nothing happens, you don't marry anybody,
Mhm.
it's just you live on life as a person. If you are a woman, female, born into a female body, you turn 13 and you no longer have rights or whatever age.
I mean, it depends a lot on your parents too, but by law, if someone marries you, you have no rights. You cannot divorce that man.
Oh, after you marry.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you get married at 13, but women in general don't have rights in Iran. Yes.
So like, how does someone like? I mean, you didn't like have your babies there,
Mhm.
but like, how does a parent? They have a child. Are they forced to marry off this
No.
baby?
No. So I'm saying no. That's it depends on the parents and the upbringing.
Mm.
But it is part of the mentality that if the parents decide that they want their daughter to marry this person, the child has
But
no
why
right,
would the
no
parent
say.
ever do that? Like, how does why?
Because it's an insane society.
Mm.
It's insanity that needs to be,
Contagion of
fixed.
vibration.
It's just so much insanity. And people are 80 to 90% of the people are fed up with it. They're fed up
But they're
with
doing it. Is this a common like? Do you believe that? I mean, again, I don't know. You're not there right now. You
Yeah.
haven't been there, but like, internet is cut off there right now, right? There's no internet.
It goes on and off. I don't know. I try not to watch the news too much, but it on and off.
Yeah.
It's on and off.
From what I heard, they shut off the
blackout.
power
There's a
and there's a
blackout.
blackout. They,
Yeah,
okay.
there was a blackout. Yeah.
But let's say before, let's call it a year ago.
Yeah.
Do most, or actually a large portion of people are marrying off their daughters? Like in this story that you're saying, is this like a rare, isolated case? Or is it just a common thing to be like, well, you know what, you're a grown woman now, or you're not even a woman, maybe you're an object, or like, what's the, how like,
How often does it
how
happen?
rampant is this?
It's not an isolated case. It does happen. Now, if I told you that 80% of the people are against this, then 80% of the people are not going to do that. But it is a mentality and it is a thing. It happens enough that there is enough human rights violation of women. It does happen. It is not like a one case thing.
And my understanding of it, I could be wrong, but my understanding of it is the fact that it's protected by the law.
Yeah,
Like
it's
that
legal.
activity is legal.
That's right. It's legal.
Protected by the law.
Yeah.
So anyone that's doing it, it's not like, look at how wrong this is. They should be. It's like, no. In that land, it's perfectly legal. That's, I think, the major.
And so let's say it's
20%
20% of people, but then they can just do it. Imagine if 20% of people could just
They
do
can
that.
talk
here.
openly about it. They can
Horrible.
brag about it.
Yeah,
Whatever.
it
Yeah.
wasn't like that when I lived there, just so you know.
Oh.
No, this is the whole thing. So there's a law going on right now. Trump is trying to take everyone out, but there's a lot of confusion because a lot of, as I said, how do you get rid of all that? Even though the majority of people aren't happy, it's there, it's deep in, and one good thing is to be able to have Scientology there. Iran is a country that doesn't have Scientology. So that is really, I'm serious, the only solution. The only solution is to have Scientology in Iran.
Yeah.
Way to Happiness, some of the booklets that we have. That is the only solution.
Why do you say that? That's probably real to us.
Yeah.
But so somebody's watching, it's like, what do
Yeah.
you mean Scientology is the solution to that?
Yeah. So this is one of the reasons I got into Scientology. I started getting what's called spiritual counseling, and my life changed immediately. And then I did something called the Purification Rundown. Even though I didn't do a ton of drugs, I hung out with a lot of people who did. So as a result, I did do a ton of drugs. Just compared to them, I didn't. So I literally, after I sweated these out, like I was a new person. I was like, I want to deliver this. I want to learn how to do this. This is the answer, So I was like, sign me up. I joined staff right away, and I became in charge of delivering that program for 3 years.
Wow.
My life changed so drastically that I joined staff, and it's been over 20 years now that I've been using Scientology in my life, and it's helped every single aspect of my life. Let me just back up a little bit, right? 1 second.
Yeah.
So I had a great upbringing. Beautiful family. My parents did everything they could for me. They kind of laid it out for me. Great school, great college, everything.
And are they this? I know this is before this regime change
Yeah.
and the revolution, but were they religious people?
Not at all. My grandma was. She lived with us. She prayed 5 times a day. But my parents, no, not at all.
Okay, and your
Oh,
grandma,
wow.
what religion was she?
My grandma was Muslim, like the
Muslim.
majority of people. She lived with us. She was a beautiful woman. She prayed, and she always told me be good to people, treat people well. It was nothing weird. It was a common thing if that he was the oldest son, and his mom lived with us.
Okay.
And one of his sisters who never got married lived with us too. And they had a beautiful room. I would go hang out with them, and lots of freedom in my country back then.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyhow, so I had this beautiful almost path laid out for me, and I was in college, and I really didn't really have a purpose. I didn't even know you had to have a purpose. I studied art and art history, and I was just had such a beautiful life and so much freedom. I didn't really think, and I was a little bit of a rebel. Like my sister's a lawyer, my brother's a businessman. He went to business school. I was a rebel. I was like, I just want to have fun. I wanted to me, that was a good enough purpose to have fun.
Yeah.
So I would just go to nightclubs, and I had all these fun friends, and every night, 3 a.m. But one thing that I really wanted, which is a good thing, I always knew I wanted to be married and have kids.
Oh, wow.
That's always and I was like, that was what I wanted to do. But this is the path to being married and having kids. And this is where I was going.
Right.
Right. Completely opposite directions, not looking for the right, because I didn't know. So I found Scientology when I was 32. My life instantly changed. All the answers, all the mistakes I was making became clear to me. It was very clear that I was not going the right direction to pursue that beautiful goal of having kids and being married. That's all I really wanted, honestly. And I think it was a good thing that I wanted that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And how did you encounter Scientology?
Okay, so I worked for somehow I was really good at making money. It wasn't a problem. I would work, I spoke 4 languages. So the people hired me. I worked at a
Whoa, 4 languages. We missed that in the bio. What do you?
What 4
languages
languages?
do you speak?
I speak Iranian, which is Farsi. I speak English. I'm fluent in French, and I speak Spanish because I went to school and I worked
Wow.
in a kitchen, and you learn Spanish in
Yeah.
the kitchen. I fucking love seeing all your stuff, by the way.
Yeah.
So I worked as an office manager for a chiropractor, and we happened to have a consultant who was a Scientologist. And David
Wow.
Singer, I don't know if you may have heard of him.
Yes, of course.
So
I've met him.
he was like talking about auditing, and I'm like, someone did a personality test with me, and I'm like, wow, this is amazing. How do you know all these things about me? And I literally was that want to do this. So I started the auditing, and obviously I wanted to help people too, which is why I worked at the chiropractor's office. It was a very kind of cutting edge chiropractor, lots of nutrition and things, but I was like all in. It was just such a powerful thing,
Yeah.
It really, I saw all the mistakes I had made in my life. So I did finally get myself replaced, and then I did the purification rundown. And at that point, it was the right time to join staff.
Okay.
At that point, I joined staff. I met my husband almost immediately. We
Mm.
literally got
Yeah.
married within a few weeks of dating. I'm
Oh
not jo-
wow! Wow, because you knew what you wanted to
I
do.
knew what I wanted, and he was the right guy, and he knew what he wanted. We weren't gonna mess around. It wasn't this like, oh, dating or whatever. And that was it. And we were both. He was also. on
Did you say you
staff.
were not going to mess around, or you were going to
We
mess
weren't
around?
gonna mess around.
Okay,
He did
because I
not
thought you
wanna-
meant you messed around and then,
No, I
and
didn't.
then you had
no,
a baby.
No, meaning
no, okay,
like,
okay.
well,
I was
that,
just checking. I was just checking what you meant, but
that
okay.
too. But so we both knew what we wanted, and he didn't want to, play games. We knew, and he was really cute, and we just kind of started flirting, and we knew what we wanted. It aligned. It was very fast because we were very direct with what we both wanted, and then we got married, and we were both on staff together,
Wow.
and we had our 3 kids on staff. And during the time of being on staff, I saw all the solutions that Scientology has.
Mhm.
Did you know that we have solutions to every single problem that mankind has? Organizations have, countries have. We have solutions to all those problems
Mhm.
in every single organization. So I became passionate about not only myself and getting better myself and improving myself, but getting the solutions in the hand of others. Because the only thing is people don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So once they know, and your life changes just the same way mine did. And that's why I'm saying in Iran, the only thing that I can see, the only solution is allowing Scientology to go in there so these people can find out how to fix their problems.
Yeah.
One by one.
Nice.
Wow. Amazing.
And was the chiropractic and all that stuff was in Washington D.C.?
Virginia, very close.
Okay, Virginia, close.
Northern
Okay,
Virginia.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And so now in Washington D.C., right? I mean, you've been around diplomats in your life, right? Your father
Yeah.
was a diplomat.
Yeah.
So like, what do you see in Washington D.C.? That's where you're
What a
that's
good
where you
question.
live.
But it's a
Yeah.
really
Wow.
good question. But it is a really good question. But what you have to know is when you are the daughter of a minister of justice, and all you hear about in your life is politics,
Yeah.
and that your life has changed because of politics, you just run away from that.
Hmm.
You don't really want to have anything to do with it. The first time I ever actually even voted was 3 terms ago.
Mhm.
Wow.
Because people would come to our house when my dad was alive. They wanted to hear his stories because he had stories that no one else had. So, and all I would hear was politics, the king and Iran, and now I almost regret. I want to be there and
Pay
ask him
attention more
questions.
in those stories.
Wow.
But you just don't want to have anything to do with politics when
Mhm.
you're in that country. And I was never, so.
We need to hear one of the stories.
So my dad was very close to the king of Iran. They spoke often,
And could you give actually I realized we don't have your dad's name. and the king's-
Mohammad Bahari, Dr. Mohammed, because when you're a PhD, they call you doctor.
Okay.
She's also a professor of law in Iran, Dr. Mohammad Bahari.
Okay.
So he was very close to the king and very, very passionate.
And which king is this?
The king of Iran, the Shah. This is during the revolution. This is the Shah that was overthrown.
What was his name?
Reza Shah Pahlavi. Pahlavi is the royal last name.
Okay.
But we go by Shah. Shah means king in Iran. So if you say the Shah of Iran, people know who you're referring to.
No, but was he the only one for? Because now is there one now? There's a
No,
different one.
now is the Islam. Now the guy who was there, the Ayatollah,
Yeah.
was killed.
And
by
there
the
was no
US.
there was no leader.
That was the
There
leader.
won.
That is the leader.
Okay,
he's
before it was
beyond.
different. So the last Shah.
The last Shah is the
was
Shah
this
of Iran.
gentleman.
There's this gentleman. Yeah.
Okay.
And after that, it was a revolution. The Ayatollah, who you got to them, it's like God, and
Yeah.
he's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
very close to the prophet, and he was just taken out. But there's a whole group of them,
Yeah.
And so my dad was very, very strong sense of duty to his country, and he worked very hard. He really wanted his country to do well, and he was very royal. He was very loyal to the royal family and the king. So this is a story that I didn't hear from him, but I've heard from several people, is that when this was occurring, the Shah wanted to leave. He was ill. He was not a lot of people didn't know it at the time. He wasn't well. And my dad got on his knees and said, please don't leave. Don't leave. Don't leave. The people need you. And he's like, the person who's going to be in power, he cannot. He's too weak to handle what's happening right now. Please don't leave. Don't leave. And the king said that, I don't think that people want me anymore. I think they've been counting the minutes for me to leave. I don't think,
Wow.
these are the people who see the picture of the Ayatollah Khomeini in the moon. What they don't want me, but he was weak. And there's one thing we have in Scientology that is called PTS, potential trouble source.
Yes.
When people are ill. And as a Scientologist, I knew that's what was happening. That's why I know if we had Scientology, we would have been able to help him,
Wow.
So that's what happened.
He
and
also
he did leave.
got introverted
very
by
much
whatever third party
very much
was
so. Very much
was
so.
being fed to him.
And he didn't think that people wanted him. People needed him. And another thing is he did not want to, he had a very strong military.
Yeah.
He didn't want to open fire to his people. He could have. He didn't want to do that. He loved his people. He loved the people of Iran, and he was deeply hurt by all the noise that was happening. And he couldn't see past that. And he had cancer. He was very ill. So he left.
So there were people in his inner circle who are just venomous. I would have to assume.
Of course.
Yeah.
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 I know
Wow.
some other stories, and I'm not
Yeah,
going to tell
that's
you.
fine.
I'm not
That's
going to tell you. Very venomous people,
Yeah.
and it's very close
Separate.
circle.
We'll hear
I
the.
cannot
I'll
tell
ask
you.
those in a separate.
I may
setting.
tell you,
In
but
person
I,
to
yeah,
person.
Yeah.
So, so my dad made it out. He was able to escape. He was able to
Wow.
escape Iran. He helped a lot of people, and that's what happens when you help a lot of people. It comes back to you. It was a beautiful story actually. He at the position that he was able to help a lot of people as Minister of Justice.
Yeah.
So when the revolution happened, he was one of the top people on the list that they wanted to kill. They would literally get people and you were executed, like done, They would put your, with your eyes blindfold.
Yeah.
And then you come out and then they would shoot in the air and they go, not today, maybe tomorrow. The torture, So a lot of that happened to a lot of people. He was on the list, but so he
Probably because he was loyal to the Shah.
well, he was right underneath. Anyone who had anything to do with the Shah
Yeah.
was being executed. So he was
Wow.
one of them. He was high on the list. But we were at our house. He was at our house in Iran. We were already in the south of France. And the I don't know, the police, I guess, came to get my dad. And they knocked on the door. There is a person who worked for him. His name is Soleiman. Still remember him. A young kid who he worked at our house. He was very loyal to my dad.
Yeah.
And he took his hand. And my dad was, probably in his 60s at the time. He wasn't young. Took his by his hand and took him to the roof, and our roof connected to the neighbor's roof. I used to remember because as a kid, I used to always play. Took my dad, when he saw these guys, they would have come and taken him. He took him to the neighbor's roof, and the neighbors had to shut up. They could have said, we're not risking our life.
Yeah.
The neighbors did not bail him out.
Wow.
They did bail
Rat
him
him
out.
out.
They did not
Yeah,
rat
they
him
didn't
out.
rat
So
him out, yeah.
and then the guy said, no, he's not here. And the neighbor's like, we don't know where he is. So then someone came. He told me this because I saw him in front. He came and lived with us. So we reunited. That someone random guy came in a big truck, truck driver literally, and said, "You're coming with me. I'm going to help you. We're going to, someone had paid him. Obviously, we're going to go to Pakistan and we're going to get your papers, and I'm going to help you escape Iran." Shaved his head, grew a beard so he'd be in disguise, and he hung out
Wow.
with this truck driver, and was able to finally get through Pakistan. A lot of people, I think, escaped through Pakistan.
Yeah.
Stayed with this Pakistani family. He said they were the poorest people, but they treated him like a king. Like there was no water. They had to go to the well to get water. He lived there for a month. They got his passport sorted out. He got like a political refugee, and then he came to the south of France. And but I'm saying this is all these people that he helped. It came back to him.
Yeah.
Right.
He didn't even
Yeah.
do anything. He had no power. He couldn't call anyone. But he was helped.
Yeah.
So, and he always told me to go after the truth. He said, your education and your wealth, your wealth can be taken away from you. No one can take away your education. So to him, education was a big thing, and I always went after the truth. And I think that's how I found Scientology, because he was pushing that so hard, and he didn't really push materialistic things, although it's nice to have good things. I love
course.
having good things.
Yeah.
But I know that I need to have a lot of knowledge, and I've done everything I could to get that, and I feel obligated to, or a sense of duty to help others,
Mhm.
because if I have it,
Mhm.
I should share it with other people, So
Yeah.
that's
And now, sorry for interrupting, but and
Mhm.
now basically your full-time job
full-time job.
is helping people
Full-time job.
with getting Scientology data. So how would you describe your role in on staff?
Yeah.
What job do you do?
One other
Yeah.
thing I want to just circle back to. You remember that dream that I had to be married and have kids?
Yeah.
Well, I have 3 beautiful children, and I'm
Yeah.
very happily married, So, and one thing I realize is that I can be a good mom, I can be a good wife, and I can be a good staff member, as long as I separate those two. It doesn't have to be, because I could have easily said, you know what, I'm just going to stay home and be a mom, which I think is a beautiful thing. Out of all the things I do, honestly,
Yeah.
it is the most important role for me
Mhm.
still. It really is.
Mhm.
My most important job is being a mom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But with the technology of Scientology, I'm able to wear different hats at different times. And it doesn't take away from being a mom. If anything, it helps me set a good example for them.
Oh, wow.
You see, so they're doing well. But so ask your question again, please.
Well, what job do you do?
Okay.
And you're a
So
full-time staff member.
I'm actually in the Church of Scientology, you would call me a registrar. I'm a consultant. So because I've done so much of Scientology myself, done so much training and spiritual counseling, I know the majority of the things that are out there, and I've had so much help. So when people come in, I find out what it is that they need help with in life. Like, what is that struggle they have? There's so many universal struggles right now. There's a lot of universal things, it's
Totally.
fear or insecurity or pain, and these things
Do you
lead
hear
to
anxiety a lot?
anxiety,
Yeah.
depression, so much of that. And then unfortunately, a lot of people, they start doing drugs, or, a big thing is like men start turning to porn, it just is this weird, a lot of people are broken, and it becomes this
Yeah.
dwindling spiral. So I have to be lucky enough to catch them before it's gone too far, if that makes sense.
Yep.
So I try to speak to as many people as possible, which is, thank you for having me here. This is, this means a lot to me, because I want
of
to
course.
really reach out to a lot of people, because that's how we're going to make this planet a saner place, because
Mhm.
there are a lot of people out there. And one thing that L. Ron Hubbard says is, you help the able become able. It's a lot easier to help someone who's able, because and a lot of you are, and a lot of people you've interviewed are, which is amazing. That one able person can make such powerful impact
Mhm.
on the planet and help people. But when someone is way down here, it requires a lot of effort. It's not that I don't want to help them, it just requires a lot, and it's very, very difficult. So I try to speak to a lot of people and really help the able become
Yeah.
more able and help them with whatever it is that they're struggling with in their life.
Yeah, and to emphasize that point, like if you have somebody who's down here who maybe, a person who may like, let's say they're just like really, they're just having psychotic breaks all the time.
Mhm.
If that's the person who's trying to be helped, it's like, what's the return on that? Obviously, for that person, like for society,
Yeah.
for that person, it's very high if you can get them to a point to where that's no longer happening for them. But they're now back at like a baseline person, right? Whereas if you take somebody who's like able, but they're having struggles in life, like maybe their relationships aren't going well, it's really distracting them, and they're not applying all that power that they have to getting done what they know they should be getting done in life, whatever that is, that's improving conditions for themselves and the people around them.
Yeah.
You take somebody who's like up here, but is like struggling a bit and kind of slowly going down, and you help them. Whoa, you have all this quickly accessible to you.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it makes my job easier as a staff member.
Yeah.
And as someone who's trying to really help the planet, because that person is going to go back and help to, I mean, much bigger degree that they would have.
Wider sphere.
Much wider sphere.
I wanna comment real fast on that, Brad, because it's unfortunate. I actually learned this, funny enough, in Washington D.C.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Okay? I learned this in Washington D.C. I was there for a tour. I actually went to the church there,
Okay.
visiting.
The new one or the
The new one,
Okay.
yeah. And there was a homeless issue. There was some
Yeah.
homeless, and I forgot exactly who I was talking to, but there was a gentleman who was psychotic break level, like. And what occurs is that person is not naturally that way.
Right.
They're made that way.
Yeah.
They're made that way, and they're put into the situation where it's hard to help them because they've been betrayed. Because they, unfortunately,
Yes.
have gone through the insurance money of the United States of America to get electric shock, to get a lot of psychiatric drugs, to be put in the mental institutions.
Which is just electric shock put in a pill form.
right?
Mhm.
So when it was interesting because I saw it and I forgot exactly who was I spoke to, but they were saying, hey, you know this, and there was some mental institution in whatever distance. They have him in there for a week to, let's say, 6 weeks, and the insurance is done, and they throw them on the street. Now they don't know their name, they don't know where they are, they're homeless, and what happens is this
Yeah, they
kind
don't
of
know their
theoretical
name.
person, this like theoretical person who's in this low state. It's not that they were born that way.
Yeah.
It's that they were made that way. And when you shock someone enough, and when you drug somebody enough, they have no more potential.
Mhm.
There is a point where you can disfigure a person's brain, and the brain is a connection to the body, and you cannot operate.
Using
And
that
so,
logic.
so what occurs is that same person, if you just get them before they were quote unquote helped, before they were actually betrayed,
Mhm.
before their body was destroyed, they would have had a great time
That's true.
in Scientology. But now,
Yeah.
if they're shocked many times, drugged, they cannot get off the drug because the withdrawal will probably kill them.
Yeah.
That person
No,
will be hard to help.
will.
Right.
Yeah.
Again, there's ways to do withdrawal, but anyway, I'm just saying, like that person. It's not that we don't want to help that person. It's that we've been, it's almost impossible. Not impossible, but it's very difficult to help somebody who has had so much betrayal after betrayal after betrayal that their body no longer responds to basic, to almost anything.
And the other thing that makes it impossible to help them is why would they accept the help at that point?
Yeah.
Yes.
When they've been helped so many times before, helped, you're like,
Betrayed, yeah.
Mhm.
I always try to leave someone with a book at least, because I do, I live in Chicago.
Yeah.
We have all kinds of things. I always try to have them, get this book,
Yeah.
read it. What could you lose?
Yeah.
There's nothing to lose. Just read the book.
Yeah.
But you're right. Another thing is really good that you bring that point, because there are universal struggles and people think they just happen by luck. Nothing happens by luck. Someone did that to you,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
you know? Someone is suppressing you. Someone is putting you down. That didn't happen. That's why Scientology has the tools. It's not that people who make it are lucky. There's no such thing as luck, you know. So you're right. That happened. Someone did that.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't. The person wasn't born there. You're not just born lucky or unlucky. So we have tools to undo a lot of that. But when it's gone that deep, it's very difficult.
Yeah.
Heavy.
Yeah.
Heavy
So
stuff.
anyway,
It's good.
yeah.
It's
so,
good.
So in Chicago, what do you see like the difference between like being at DC and Washington D.C.
Oh
and
my
being in
God.
Chicago?
You're gonna
Like
get me in
what?
trouble here.
Yeah.
I have good friends on both sides, you know.
Do you mean like in the org, or do you mean
In
like
the
home?
No,
org.
in the area,
You know,
like
I have my family who lives in the Washington D.C. area, so I'm actually going to go there for the Persian New Year. It's the first
Oh,
day of
nice.
spring. My family lives there. My mom lives there. My brother, my sister, my niece and nephew. So I love it. It's the second home now.
Yeah.
Chicago is home now. It really is. So I always have that as a home there. It's beautiful, you know, the monuments. I homeschool my kids, so living in
amazing.
DC was great because the Smithsonian is free. I would literally, I was like, what do I do today? Okay, let's go on a field trip to the Smithsonian. You know?
Wow.
So that was really cool. It's a beautiful city, you know, the cherry blossom, you know, parade. There's a lot of beautiful things in DC. And I lived there for a long time. I went there for college when I was 18, and I was there up until COVID 2020.
Mm.
So, you know, I lived there for quite a while, and it was great. You know, my family's there. We did a lot of things there. I worked at the church there. I met my husband there, my 3 kids, you know, so it was a lot. Uh, I love Chicago. I love Washington, D.C. Chicago is one of the most beautiful cities in the world, if not the most beautiful city in the world.
Wow.
Have you guys been?
I have not.
Have you like seen it?
little bit, not a lot,
Okay.
I've been there twice, kind of like a day or two,
Okay.
kind of deal.
Okay. You've never
Is it
been there.
beautiful by your estimation?
It is an incredible place.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, beauty comes in different forms.
That's true.
You know, like Oregon. This is beautiful, like plain. I mean, Chicago is city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
city.
mean, it is
Yeah.
like
It's
there's a
city.
lot
Yeah.
of city there.
It's a lot of
Yeah.
city.
You know,
It's
yeah.
big, right?
Yeah,
It's the architecture. Oh
Yeah.
my God, it's
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
But it's sort of like you take New York and, you know, parts of DC and you blend them together and you 100x it.
Mm.
It's very, very beautiful. Like you've got the lake. It's like going to the beach there,
Mhm.
you know. And the architecture is unbelievable, and the food. You can just, you know, any kind of cuisine you want.
Yeah.
There's cheap and cheerful. There's high end. You can't go wrong. You know, there's a Persian grocery store that I can go to. You know, so there's a lot of culture that I really like there, and a lot of life. So I love living in Chicago, and I literally live half a block away from the Church of Scientology. So I'm right there, right in the action of things. So I can walk everywhere. It gets cold, you know, here and there. Everyone
Mhm.
talks about that, but it's worth it. It's
Bundle up.
it's a price you pay to live in Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What made you decide to homeschool your kids?
Okay, so let's see. Well, it happened sort of by accident, and then I'm so happy it happened that way,
Mhm, mhm.
right?
Oh wow.
So it kind of was the right thing to happen. So I have my oldest daughter's 20. She's also on staff in Chicago. At the time, she was going to a French school. She was in the 3rd grade, and I was pregnant with our 3rd child, right? So when she was born in April, Izzy wouldn't go to school. Every day she would go to school, she'd get sick. She wanted to stay home with the baby.
Oh,
And
wow.
So cute.
you know, and then my middle child, Miles, was in kindergarten. He was going to Montessori school. Izzy was in a French school, and she was doing fine and learning French, you know. And every other
Wait.
day,
He was in a French school, as
no,
in
he was in a Montessori. Izzy was in a Montessori.
they speak
sorry,
French.
it's French immersion. Like
they spoke
all-
French in the school.
Yeah, that's she learned French. She was just
I want to do that.
Wow.
French
I
Spanish.
know.
Oh, what is that?
It's really cool. Well, actually it's a public school system. I got in through the lottery, and Montessori I got in through the lottery too.
Huh.
And I know
Listen, you said there's no such thing as luck, but
Well,
I tell you,
I
but I tell
I
you,
studied it.
you have just okay.
I
okay.
freaking I'm telling you, I
So the
really
lottery is
studied it.
rigged.
I
It's the
studied the
point
lottery.
here.
I studied the lottery system. I asked so many questions. I said, if I'm the first one to apply, does that give me a bigger check? Like I asked a lot of questions.
So they just gave it to you to get you to stop
No,
asking
I
questions.
think it said where I was on like Miles was like 103 and they
Yeah.
only took 100, but I knew that people would drop out and I was calling the
Stuck with
school
it.
every day So it was like there was 100 spots, and he was 103.
Wow.
Izzy was 8. There were not a lot of people who wanted to go to a French school where I lived, so it was a easy thing. But anyhow, so every day the school would call me, oh Izzy, she got in a fight. Oh, Izzy's leg hurts, and I'm going crazy here. And
You've
so
got the baby.
I
Yeah.
got the baby, and she's like, Mom, I really don't want to go to school anymore. I'm like, Izzy, it's April. Let's just finish it off. Okay. Just be chill. Just finish the school. She goes, I want to be homeschooled. She wanted to spend time with her sister, And so I homeschooled her because she insisted.
And what age did you start?
She was a 3rd grade. So what would that be? 10, maybe? 10, 11?
8, 9, no. 8, 9.
No, because she's 5 years
9.
older than Annika. So 9 or 10.
Yeah.
And she was one of the oldest in her class because her birthday was September 24th.
There was a trick. Let me tell you, my trick could be wrong.
Tell me.
Okay.
Yeah,
My trick
tell
could
me,
be
tell me.
wrong
For ages.
for the grades.
Okay, tell me. You
Okay.
add something?
Add 5 to the grade.
Uh-huh.
That is the age of your child.
That makes sense.
So
sense.
think about it. I remember 8th grade for me.
Yeah.
I was 12 turning 13.
Yeah,
So 8 plus 5,
that makes sense.
still 13.
So
3rd grade
add
plus
5.
5 is around.
That makes sense.
Just letting you know.
Around.
That's
Around.
normally
Yeah.
that's normally the system.
Yeah.
So just like so you guys know I've learned this trick.
No,
I
yeah,
want
I
to
like
share it
it.
with you guys so you know because I will tell you right now. If you look into it, 3rd grade is
He
not
knows
10 years
the
old.
links,
But it's all
and
good.
he knows the
It's all
tricks.
good.
It's all good.
I discovered this at 35 years old, okay? So I'm sharing with you guys.
But we can both be right
Thank you.
because
Yeah.
it was in the
'Cause you're-
4th grade
yeah.
that I homeschooled her,
There you go,
right?
see?
It was in the 4th grade because she finished 3rd grade, and Izzy turned 10 September 24th. So she was one of those people who was the oldest in her class.
Right, exactly.
So she was 9,
4th,
9,
exactly.
10-ish.
4th, yeah. 4th
Fourth
grade,
grade.
not there, yeah.
So then Miles was, and we would go ice skating. We do all these fun things when I homeschool the kids. And then Miles would be like, I want to go ice skating. I want to be homeschooled. So then I just.
Oh, you started
homeschooled-
homeschooling her, your oldest, but not your son?
Miles was in kindergarten. It was a Montessori. It was good. I was like, I'm just going to keep him there.
Yeah.
It's kindergarten.
He
you
didn't
know?
give you a problem when he's like, wait, but my sister gets to stay home, but I have to go to school?
Then that's what happened.
Happened
then
to us too.
that's
Happened
what
to us
Oh,
happened.
yeah, my 3-year-old
Of
would
course.
lose her mind.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what happened. And then the Annika was always homeschooled. And so so I have a lot of good memories from Washington, D.C. from homeschooling the kids because
Yeah.
there's so much to do, like the monuments and the Air and Space Museum and the zoo. So, and then Chicago is a beautiful city.
And now for homeschooling, because homeschooling is a very hot topic in general. Millions of people have moved to homeschool. It's it's such an amazing opportunity to put the kids' education back into the parents' hands,
Mm-hmm.
which the truth is, that's where it belongs.
Yeah.
Anyway,
absolutely.
what kind of curriculum did you follow? Like when now you're starting homeschool, like how did you go about this?
Oh.
And I don't know the rules in Washington D.C. or Virginia or Chicago.
Yeah.
In Florida, the rules are extremely loose. You're really in charge of the education. I
Yeah.
just don't know how it is.
I hope this doesn't go viral. I'm just kidding because
Yeah,
no, it's
Go,
okay.
I'm ready.
It's
I'm ready.
okay
I'm
if it
ready. I'm ready
doesn't.
for your
Well,
education tips.
this is the thing. I tried every single curriculum there was. I bought every single, but with Izzy, I did this thing. I forget the name, but it was a famous non-Scientology homeschool thing that apparently Barack Obama even did part of it when he was. It's a very.
You know, what's the
famous-
name?
I forget the name.
Come
I
on,
know.
Timmy.
I googled it recently because I liked some of the books.
Yeah.
I forgot the name, and it was like a
Barack Obama's homeschool program.
That's what they claimed, but
Yeah.
he did like a class with them or something.
Okay,
But
okay.
you can look it
Can you
up.
imagine?
Like-
He's
Okay,
on the
okay.
cover.
but look, Google it. I'm curious to
Yeah,
see
yeah, that
Barack
will come up.
Obama. Yeah,
From
It was like
Barack's
he-
lips to your
where-
child's ears.
I think his grandma would wake up at 4 a.m. and do stuff with him, or so. Like he education was a big deal.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so that was freaking crazy. It was so intense, and Izzy was going crazy.
What does that mean intense? Like,
It was like
describe it.
so very, very structured,
Mm.
which isn't really what I was signing up for. My thing is I want to make sure.
But like,
the
hold
kids
on.
learn,
Like,
yeah.
does that mean like 8:00 you do this, 8:30 you do this? Like that's the
And
curriculum.
I had to report to someone.
Oh.
and
Oh,
show them the
you had to
grades.
report to
Yeah,
someone.
no, but they were working for me. Like I was paying them. This is
Doesn't
what
sound
I
like
chose.
it the way you just said.
I know. This is what I chose. This is the curriculum.
I don't like it when I hire somebody for something and then
Yeah.
I have to report to them. I'm
That's
like,
right. I know.
What are we doing here? Except for like personal trainer, I could get that. But like,
Yeah.
clearly I
So,
don't
but
have
they
one of
would
those.
do the report card and stuff like that. Like, yeah, right. So that was a little too intense, and I felt like I was just shoving a lot of information down her throat, which is not good. I did that for a year. We got through, but I really realized I wanted my kids to enjoy learning. I wanted them to have a passion for learning. I wanted them to have a passion for learning, not for it to be this like dictatorial thing, you must, So I kind of changed gears. I ordered a lot of books. I started doing my own curriculum, and I did everything I could. And I finally did that so that no one had to tell me what to do. I did all the research. I joined this umbrella. I found out the loophole, or whatever you want to call it. I joined this umbrella. I paid $50 a year per kid. I had to go to one meeting, listen to this lady, and I had nothing to do with the state. I could do whatever I wanted.
Wow.
So what program is that?
Well, the umbrella was like it was good home love or whatever. It doesn't even matter. It was a
Good home love.
no,
Home love.
it doesn't even it's like good home love or something.
I'll be
weird.
sending them a letter based on cotton. No, just kidding.
Infringement.
It didn't even matter, and all I had to do was like respect theirs. I didn't have to report anything to them. I just had to go to one meeting a year, and that's it. And then
What are the odds that was the name? I'm like, sorry.
Good
Sorry.
luck.
Go
No,
ahead.
it's
Go
okay.
ahead. Sorry.
So then I was in charge at that point. I was in charge, and I could do whatever I wanted with my kids. I didn't have to report to anybody. Okay.
Yeah.
So I just made sure that one thing I wanted to make sure with my kids is that this is a personal thing. I want to make sure that they have something that's called study technology.
Yeah.
So they can study themselves. It's something in Scientology. We have study technology. They can study anything they want without going blank or without not understanding it or not having too steep of a gradient or not kind of spinning. So that was really big. And then math for me is a big thing. I want to make sure they have like basics of math so they don't get ripped off in life and they just know math. And if you have those two things, then I kind of see what is it that you want to learn? What do you like? Like my 10-year-old loves doing nails. Okay, fine. I ordered a whole nail set. She does art with the nails and she's passionate. She watches videos for the technique. Like if she can get good at that, like she's probably not going to end up being a nail technician when she grows up, but if she can learn the skills of something and get good at that and do it because she loves that, then she can apply those principles to other things. So that's the thing.
Totally.
That's what I've done with my kids and it's worked. I'm not academics are important, of course, but I really want to make sure they're passionate about their life and they're passionate about learning and that they can learn on their own. So I don't use a very specific curriculum. I did use like a Platts Classics online for a while and they were good. But again, it was just, I felt a little rigorous for me. So I go and order whatever books I want. There's a Heron, there's a like Delphi, they have a bookstore. I can order any books I want. Right now there's only one more left to homeschool. She does a lot of courses at our church, and she's done every single one. Trying to talk her into doing it again because she's done all the children's courses, and she is above her grade actually. She's 10 and she's very smart, and that's work. The church has actually helped me a lot with raising my kids and getting them a good education.
Yeah. What do you do for your homeschool for curriculum?
So I'll tell you, what I find the best, like what I love is being involved and whatever so here's the thing. I wish I had like an additional 3-4 hours in the day where I could be with them myself, because I don't mean to brag, but I mean to brag. Like I'm a good teacher.
Absolutely. I completely agree with that.
I can actually see if someone is learning something or they're not learning it. And I don't like what I think is the worst about, let's say, public school systems or any school, is it's when you have one teacher and 30 children. I do not care what system, what belief system, which church, which thing, which curriculum, whoever you are.
Yeah.
1 to 30 people. It will be very, very, very difficult for you to see if the person got this idea or did not get the idea. And I don't mean they're going to pass a test, but do they know it good enough to use it?
Yeah.
Do they understand the words on there so it's not like a random thing? Is it something where I can be like, hey, when in your life would you ever use this? And they're like, I'll never use it. Well, then it's not second nature to you.
Yeah.
It's not something you learned, right?
Yeah.
Even a little thing is history.
Yeah.
If I tell you the history of George Washington and how When I learned this yesterday.
Mhm.
Okay, George Washington, his first battle, he totally got destroyed.
Yeah.
He lost everything, and he ran away with his life, and that's it, and he lost the battle fully. When he fought and won freedom for the United States, he had never won a battle in his life before
Mhm.
that. He was unqualified as a general. You hear that story and you go, okay. So I tell you, Timmy, I'm going to ask you. You hear the story. How could that be useful? How could you use that in your life?
Well, it's very inspiring
Mhm.
because if it means if I want to do something, even if I've never done it before,
Mhm.
I can accomplish something huge,
Mhm.
you know? And I don't have a history of it, but that's what I get from it. It's
Absolutely.
inspiring.
Absolutely. Is there any activity in your life
Hmm.
that you see that you think like, man, I haven't thought before I could do it.
Yeah.
But you go, listen, just do like George Washington.
Yeah, that's right.
Think of one thing right now, like something that you haven't tackled.
One thing that I wanted to always be as a kid is an actress.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Wanted to be like, I was like, and then I had a few stops and I was like, okay, I'm not doing it.
Okay.
I'm done. I'm done. No
Yeah.
one wants me to be an actress. It's not accepted. It also, just, in our culture in
Yeah.
Iran, it's not like Hollywood. It's
Right.
low life.
Right?
You're a doctor or a lawyer or a dentist.
Being
Wow.
Being
an actor or actress is low
not-
life.
It is.
Oh,
It's
wow.
not
Oh.
It's not a
considered.
doctor. It's not professional.
Yeah. So it's not this
Oh.
glamorous. And it's not this glamorous.
Oh, so
thing.
so Persian people are conservative. Are they very
I would
conservative?
say, well, at least with my family, my dad was very
Yeah.
conservative, beautiful person. But when I told him I wanted to be an actress, my mom always tried to be super cool. She's like, sure. And then the next day she went crazy. She's like, are you kidding? No way. No, you're not. No.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so now
Yeah.
you hear the story of George Washington.
Yeah.
You can literally overcome any obstacle where you failed infinity of times in the past.
Yeah.
Is there something that you could do about this goal or dream or desire of yours?
100%.
Yeah. So what could that be?
100%. You're so cute. What could it be? What's really cool is what is his name? Joe Burns, the guy Joe Burns with a cigar. Is that his
Uh-huh.
name? The actor?
I don't know, but yeah, go
He's
ahead.
like a 9-year-old. He got an Oscar.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So, it's like, it's never too late. I could
That's
be
right.
an actress at any time in my
That's
life.
right.
Or I could actually do like more podcasts and help other people,
Yes.
And
Boom.
really,
right.
help people because I really ultimately want to help. I mean, acting is so
Absolutely.
much fun. I've
Yeah.
done a lot of plays in school and it's so much fun. But ultimately, I want to help people,
Yeah.
and so it's communication.
Good. So I'll put a seed. I'm gonna plant the seed.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I am currently at this exact moment.
Yeah.
Recruiting for video people for TikTok.
Okay.
Okay. TikTok
Okay.
is acting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a show.
Yeah.
You put on a show. It might be a
Mhm.
20-second show, a 1-minute show.
Yeah.
I will tell you, there's a person who I just discovered yesterday.
Uh-huh.
They're making. Hold on, this is ridiculous because it's not a business podcast, but I just have this
It's
is an
okay.
inspirational
It's fine.
podcast.
Sure,
okay?
sure.
fine.
Let's do it.
You could hear the story. It's Jordan. I forget her last name. I'm gonna put the link to this lady's profile because she's just inspiring and ridiculous.
Yeah.
She sold in TikTok Shop for a brand,
Yeah.
okay, or multiple brands, $800,000 in sales for a brand.
Holy.
Now, at that level, the commission is somewhere between probably 15 to 25%.
Oh wow.
So this lady is making probably over $200,000 per month, at least the last few months. It might
Per
say not
month.
per month. Per month. Now she is an actress. She goes, oh, I love this shirt. It feels good.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
here's the thing. I right now, and literally have a call after this. I'm going to go on a call. I'm learning everything I can about TikTok, selling on TikTok, doing videos. If you see us on TikTok, thank you very much. Like it, save it, push it. Okay.
That's awesome.
But let me say this
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
right now, because doing that actually doesn't take that much time. Because I have one video. There's one influencer that did a video for one of our burrito blankets.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, she didn't have a following, didn't have the thing got millions of views, and she made over $10,000 for a one video, and she had no following.
Wow.
So I'm just saying, like, it doesn't take a lot of time.
That's right.
So
Yes.
There you go.
listen to George Washington.
Okay. I
You
love
got the
it.
lesson?
I've learned a lesson.
Okay, good.
I'm excited.
So congratulations.
Thank
This
you.
is like my homeschool. Okay, this is my homeschool.
I love it.
When I do homeschool, this is how I do homeschool. I go, good. So what's this?
This
what
is
does
all
word
been
mean?
the homeschool.
Yes, this is an example of a
Yeah.
homeschool. You
Excellent.
asked me, like, how do I do my homeschool?
Yeah.
I go, let's learn a concept today.
Yeah.
Let's learn the concept of doing anything. Oh, that doesn't apply to me. Da, da, da. That's children do the
Yeah,
same
they
thing.
do the same
It's the
thing.
same. I do the
Yeah,
same.
I know,
Everyone.
that's awesome.
Wait, no. I'm like, no.
You
How could it
handle
be?
it.
Wait,
Yeah.
and then
How
is
could
the
it
end of
be?
the lesson like, okay, lesson done, now go do it?
Absolutely. If
I
it's
love
if there's
that.
a like, Because what
That makes sense. What
application.
more do you need to learn? Go do
of
it.
course.
Yeah.
What the biggest issue that we have in schooling
Mm-hmm.
is that you cannot see if a person can now do an activity.
That's right.
So if my daughter wants to go and paint this way, good. Learn about it. Here's videos. Here's internet. Now go and paint it. Is it what you want? No, good. Let's do another one.
Yeah.
Okay, what does this mean? I have no clue. Okay, well, it means this. Okay, now use it in sentences, learn it, this, and then I can see if she really knows that word.
Yeah.
And so when I teach, I want to teach to like, did they learn one concept, one idea, whatever they learned?
This is so dangerous. I want to homeschool my kids.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
But how long does it? Listen, one lesson.
Yeah.
You could be in
Dude,
1 year
20
in school.
minutes.
You could be 1 year in school
Yeah.
and not actually learn anything,
That's true.
and have no
Correct.
lessons, and have poor lessons,
Yes.
bad understandings,
Yeah.
and never get anything. So what I go is I say, hey, it might not be a long time because the time of studying in homeschool is less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know a single
100%.
homeschooling parent who they're going to be in school more than a school. Like it is going to be
No.
less time.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe
Which-
unless I
which
don't
is
have
an-
I don't
which
have
is an
teenage kids yet.
Which is an indicator, by the way, because the parents care more and there's less study time.
Mhm.
Those two ideas combined
Yep.
means that, okay, so more time in school does not mean better results.
No.
Because the
No,
people
no,
who
not-
care
no.
the most
Correct.
spend the less time in
And
study.
it's not even, it is carrying the most, but it's the fact that what is the end result? What happens after that lesson?
Yeah.
Right? If I spend 30 minutes with my daughter teaching a concept, did she get the concept?
Yeah.
And does she
Application.
think she's going to use it in her life in any way? And if the
Exactly.
answer is no, I go, I have not taught her anything.
Yeah.
That's
That's
right.
So let's go back. And so when you hear in school, like, I'll never lose this, that person hasn't learned it.
Yeah.
They haven't learned it. They just
'Cause
haven't
they're
learned
not
it.
applying it, and it will
They haven't
die.
learned
It
it.
will like go away. It will.
Yeah.
Won't be there.
So anyway,
I love. Do you
that's,
bring them
that's
here?
a little piece of the homeschool.
Do you
What?
bring your kids here?
I do bring them. I do.
So much
Yeah.
to learn here. I mean,
Yes.
seriously, like so
Yeah,
much
yeah,
to
yeah.
do.
So anyway, there
It's
you go.
awesome. Thank you.
Yes.
That was really good.
Amazing.
Okay, question.
Yes.
This is a question we ask all our guests.
Okay.
In your own words, what is Scientology?
You know, Scientology for me actually encompasses humanity. You know, Scientology itself means knowing how to know. But for me, Scientology is humanity because it has a solution to those universal struggles that man had. So to me, it's humanity. That's what it is.
That's beautiful.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. So,
Good. Thank you for being here, Timmy.
Yeah, thank you for
This was
having
a
me.
lot of fun.
This was a blast.
Yeah.
It was a real
This is
lot of fun.
Definitely one of the funnest ones that we've done.
Aw, you guys are awesome. I had
Yeah.
a blast. I'm leaving tomorrow. I was talking to my senior on the phone. I was like, you'll never guess. I'll mention Chicago.
Yeah.
You know, so thank you so much, guys.
Let's go.
We're gonna
Okay.
get a hug.
Thank
Okay,
you.
last
We
thing,
got-
last thing.
Oh, yeah, wait,
Okay, last one.
Yeah.
You are a consultant.
Yeah.
Okay, so if someone has a specific struggle or they want to be guided of, hey, what am I supposed to do? Is Scientology for me? What should I start with? This kind of stuff.
Mhm.
How can somebody reach out to you?
So you just go to Instagram and send me a DM via Art by Timmy, and I'll help you. Anywhere you are in the world, I'll help you.
Amazing. So that link will be below, guys. Thank you so much,
Thank
Timmy, for
you.
coming to the show.
Thank you
Remember,
so
don't do
much.
nothing.
That's right. Don't do nothing.
Peace.